Testing. Hi guys, welcome to another cast from your favorite caster, Miki Guy. Back once again, back from Melbourne. Had a great time. Catched up with friends. Went to PAX. Had a really good time. Also met some of you guys. Some of you guys showed up to the pub and we had a good time. And so you know who you are. So thank you for giving me those gears. They were very appreciative of that. And shout out to those guys in Melbourne who are currently playing Dota. Anyway, I'm your favorite caster, Miki Guy. Back again once again for Monday Night Dota. This game is going to be an ANS game for the ANS Guild. It is subpar in terms of plays we're expecting to see, but it is captain's mode, so we should expect to see some fun plays coming out of the teams that we've got going on. Quick plug in there for D2NZ. D2NZ is a community that is centralized around the New Zealand Dota community. They have events and currently are in the middle of Season 2 of the Kiwi Challenge. Go along to the Facebook link at www.facebook.com/Dota2New Zealand. Show your support. Even though we have had a big falling out with the D2NZ guys, I still want to support what they're doing because it is good work, and I feel that those who are following my threads should also do so. Another plug in there for the Southern Coast Dota group. The guys that I met up in Melbourne with, you're all a part of this group, so that's good to see. Southern Cross being a centralized community hub for the Dota 2 community. They support people looking to run events, and they support events by providing a platform for you to announce your event. People can sign up if you're looking to join teams, or you're looking for group. If you want to learn how to cast, if you're looking for casters, this is the place to go. They're not in competition with anyone, so go along, add your support. That's http://southerncrossdota1word.com. You won't be disappointed with what you find there on their website. Plug in for myself, you can see there on the screen if you're watching from YouTube or from the Twitch channel broadcast, which I'm currently doing. You can see there links to the opposing platform that I use to stream. Look, go along, add subscribe, add click follow. The more support that I get, the stronger pull I have in order to do higher tier events, which is what I'm trying to do. And if one person watches this video that I'm currently streaming, then I feel that I have achieved my objective. In any case, if you want me to cast your games, you can also email me there on dota2casting@gmail.com, or if you're looking to develop your own casting skills and you want to co-cast on my games, I have no problem with that. It depends on the day of the week and what I'm doing as to whether or not I'm able to cast, but hey, do that anyway. Anyway, you can hear in the background there is already a game going. Clicking over now to the game, it is Cups the Mexicans versus the Mantra Tech, or the TMT versus something or other. We're into the first round of picks. We have already finished off that first round of bans. We see that Visage being banned off, and we see Batrider being banned off. Both of those are very strong tier 1 bans. Batrider with that really good utility in the mid lane, and Visage being sort of coming up and through the ranks in terms of tier in that trailing position. Whereas we see on the also on the Radiant side, they've also done the same. They banned out that Whisper for his global ability to sort of basically his ult, and the ability to tether and empower is so strong if in the right hands, and they're looking to ban out that because they don't want to fight that. But they've also banned out that Alchemist, and we've seen how influential a good Alchemist has been in a Captain's Mode game. In most of the games where there is a good Alchemist and he's getting a reasonable amount of farm, it's GG for the N10. He is the clock. If he isn't shut down, he will end the game on his own terms. In terms of picks, we can see here that they've picked up Shadow Dream being in the top 3 selection of heroes for a tri-lane that I see quite regularly being used, along with Jinkero, along with Visage. He's got that lockdown, that ability. He really synergizes with a lot of heroes, so that's a very strong first pickup and very good from the Mexican team there. In terms of the Trent Protector also being very strong as a pickup, but he suffers a little bit that in that tri-lane position. He doesn't have that great lockdown ability unless he goes for an early leech seed, and so and by going for an early leech seed, you do sort of give up either Nature's Guys or the healing ability. So you've got to be very selective about how you play this Trent Protector and where you put him. Although very strong with that global heal ability, and anyone watching this knows the power of his heal. But also that really strong ability to initiate with that ult, going through BKB, going through a lot of abilities. Also having a mini stun effect on some casting, channeling abilities, not on everything, but it does seem to work well against Bane. in terms of the Radiant, they've picked up Lifestealer. Lifestealer being the centralized hero you see being played so often in that trailing position. There's nothing you can really say that I can say in this cast that's going to add to other casts I've already said before. Lifestealer, trailing, not a jungler. Let's see where he goes in this game. And they've also picked up that strong offlaner of Darkseer. No one has that pushing power. No one has that great scaling ability with that wall. Anyone else, so no one else has those two strengths together. Unlike Daxia, he is the number one offlaner in my mind at present, and so that's a very strong pickup. Into the second, rolling along now into the second set of bans. You see the ban of their Gyro and that the Venomancer, both okay, I guess. I'm not sure on the Venomancer pick, but perhaps it's a friend meta ban, or perhaps it's also that they just don't want to fight the ult of the Venomancer. We'll have to deal with lots and lots of pushing power from those wards. On the Radiant, they look like they've banned Weaver for the offlane position. I think they're strong given that they've got their own Darkseer in place already. And they've banned they're really strong OD, which we're seeing a lot of play currently coming through the ranks in terms of where he's being picked up. Before, you wouldn't see him very often. Now he's getting a lot of play, he's getting a lot of bans, and people are really, really scared of the potential of OD. He's back, and he's back with a vengeance. Dire picking up the Shrek. I have mixed feelings about Lash. If in the right hands with the right combos such as Shadow Demon, amazing. If you can execute your abilities well, that is a lethal roaming combo right there. Early smoke, early pick up on those sentry wards means that you're going to have that flexibility over the other team, and so I'd like to see that in there. But if he's picked up by himself, I don't think he's particularly great. I have seen him being used occasionally as an offlaner, which seems really, really weird to those who follow a lot of Captain's Mode games, but it does work. Because he gets his early levels, and with those early levels, he's able to really shut down the enemies. He's be able to counter push push really, really hard. The Radiant picking up that puck for the mid lane slot or the off lane. At this stage, I'm probably going to say it's mid lane unless they see something that's being picked up that's unusual. And as I say that, they pick up a Magnus. And I think they will put puck against the Magnus in the mid lane, unless Magnus is not obviously in the mid and is in the side lane. I don't think he does well in that side lanes. I'm going to have people telling me, yeah, he does, and you can babysit him. No, I think he needs those levels. He needs that early polarity. He needs that early blink dagger. He needs to be in the mid lane and all that to be effectual. And he's not going to have a good time against puck. Traditionally speaking, puck always runs out against the Magnus because he runs in, you just phase shift, he polarities nothing or skewers nothing, and you just right click him and he dies. Although he can escape from the Dream Coil, so it is an okay matchup, but I do think it's all in the puck's favour. The Radiant here taking time to decide what they're going to put as a support player. It's going to be all support. It's going to be support. They're looking for support for their trail lane to go with the Lifestealer. They're looking for a Rubik. They're looking for a Bane, potentially, possibly. And Nyx was in the pool. I didn't realise Nyx definitely would be a pickup there. He's going to be supporting that Lifestealer in the trail lane with Duxie in the long lane and Puck in the middle at this stage, and I think that is very, very strong. All they need now is a Rubik to sort of seal the deal, and the Radiant's got one of the best trail lanes in the game.
Radiant team ban.
Sorry there for a moment, guys, while I try and fix something.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
And I'm back. Yes, seems that the Twitch chat had gone down. I'm back into the Twitch chat. So if you are watching the stream live, you can ask me some questions or give your feedback on my calls. I'd very much like that, and I can feedback to you exactly why I've made that call, or whether or not that call is particularly bad. In any case, back into the game, we see that there's a pickup here for a ban off, I should say, for Keeper of the Light. I don't think the Radiant would have picked up the Keeper of the Light. Keeper of the Light losing a lot of sort of popularity in terms of his play. He's not as strong as he once was for that offlane position. You do see him occasionally being used, but he's really fallen out of favour. Although, and same with Druid. Druid, after the nerf, he does still get big play. He still does get a reasonable to play, and he is still kind of useful in that off lane. But I don't think he is. He is what he once was. And they're picking up an unusual pick here of Razor, which which tells me that Razor's going to be better. Magnus is going to be a part of a tray lane. Lesh being on the long lane that I've said earlier, they've seen a couple of times. And there we go. We see a Jack pick up for the Radiant. Totally forgot about Jack. Shadow Demon, and Visage being the top 3 pickoffs for that try lane. So good pick up there by the Dire. Yeah, by the Dire. I'm feeling lost. No, it's by the Radiant. I think that's a very, very strong pickup there by the Radiant. They definitely have it on paper. I think, if you look at their team, they've got this wall with vacuum. If it was going into a late game with a Dream Coil, followed by an Ice Path, and he hasn't even picked up Ice Path early. I'll talk about that in a second. Or followed by Jinkira ult, and with that great initiation from the next, and we see a rotation here into the Radiant jungle. This is going to be an early engagement unless the teams decide to back off. They are both looking to pick up something in the Radiant jungle. Radiant looking to defend, Dire looking to be offensive, and it is very, very strong plays from both teams. With a smoke pickup and a sentry will pick up with that leash, as we called earlier, was in terms of what I was expecting to see. And this is going to be an engagement. Everyone's committing quite substantially. There's a Razor Lash. It looks like everyone's looking for someone to pick off. There's a Split Earth. There's a lot of abilities going down on a lot of people. It's a bit all over the place. There's a Skewer. There's an Open Wounds, and there is also a Puck Warp. There's a Disruption. There's all kinds of abilities down. No one getting focused. A little bit of loss of cohesion, but they're trying. They're trying really, really badly. And it is going to be a first blood. I can sense it. It's on the cusp of being there. And there's the first blood. It is Shadow Demon going down to Darkseer. First blood, that gold, and also another hero going down. Being Lesh going down. That is going to add substantial gold before the game's even started to the Darkseer. He's going to be rushing that Soul Ring. In fact, he can complete that Soul Ring now, which is going to give him huge advantage. And this is going all in the favour of the Radiant. Great plays there on paper, and also executing those abilities well, although we do see a bit of a harassment here. They are trying to get their vengeance, and it looks like they will get this Razor, and potentially another. No, they just get their Razor. So it is oh no, wait, a miscast. Big miscast there by your favourite cast, Mega Guy. That's all on the team that's strong on paper. That's very well done. Good execution here from Puck. Good execution here from the Darkseer, who's picked up a kill, if not 2. If we have a quick look. Yeah, no, it's spread quite evenly, and also one on Lifestealer. So this is a great start for the Radiant team, who's got the best, who won the draft, in my opinion, and have all this offensive power. And it is a tri lane versus tri lane. We've got in the bottom lane, we've got a Jack with a with a Nyx Assassin and a Lifestealer. This is so strong. This is a Shadow Demon Lash Razor. Razor's not in the right lane, in my opinion. But in any case, it shouldn't be in my opinion. I am the caster. But there's a Razor there, and he's going to be working. He's going to be needing beating the feet quite a lot in order to sort of make up this lost capacity they've got in the tri lane. Meanwhile, in the mid, we've got a Puck versus Magnus we expected. Puck definitely dominating, and even if I click the CS, I can even see it on my screen. 3-0, 3-1. Magnus really being driven in lane, needing those heals in order just to stay close. Meanwhile, in the top, it's a solo tree, and we do see solo trees sometimes, but not against a solo Darkseer. He is going to have a rough time. He hasn't got Nature's Guys, so he needs to get that earlier. Otherwise, he is going to be pushed out of lane with those showers, and he's not going to really be able to pick up any XP. He doesn't need items, right? But he's gone for Lich Seed, so he's gone the wrong build for a offlaner. That Lich Seed's really for early Lich Seed's really what you want for the tri lane position. You can see these double shell waves. This Darkseer, knowing what he's doing, he's driving this tree out of lane, and this is going to be very, very good here unless he gets caught out. But I don't think he is. It's going to be very, very good. He is going to be able to drive this tree out of lane, and that's not going to be good news because he did not pick up that early Nature's Guys. In the bottom lane here, bit of dewarding going on, very, very well here. Like again, strong plays totally from the Radiant team. They've got this 3-kill advantage. They're looking to extend their lead. And if we have a quick look, it's only a very small 1500 gold lead, but it's only 2 minutes into the game, so that it could equate to an very early bracelet on this Lifestealer. And we see if we look at the where's all his gold gone? I don't know. It could equate to a very, very early Lifestealer on this Lifestealer. Sorry, a bracer on this Lifestealer, as well as an early mech on this Darkseer, which I do expect him to pick up start building towards very, very shortly, because he has got this sort of one in his boots. So I'm talking to my ass here. But meanwhile, in the mid lane, So much is going on. There's so much going on everywhere. Pings all over the map, but I do think that James Cameron is definitely CSing this Magnus. This Magnus' shockwave is not hitting what it needs to hit. Although it's only by a little amount, and he's only really in the game because he's got his bottle crowing as well as landing the shockwaves. But I do think I do think this is going to be Puck. I do think he's going to eventually win this lane quite heartily. He has picked up that haste rune, so he's got the gank potential. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane here, I don't think this raises out of this depth. He needs to really focus his damage. These guys need to work extremely well. Need to coordinate, and they do ping out this this next assassin, so they know he's poised. He's poised to attack, and they're looking to pick him out, but there's just 3-on-3, and they just can't look for it. And he does circle around. They know he's there. He circles around. He's going to initiate. No, he gets disrupted. It doesn't matter. It's going to work in his favor. He comes out of it with an impale immediately. They are going to take down at least one player. They may, though, lose that lifestealer who's looking to escape, and he's looking for a way out. He's searching for a hole. Can he find one? And he does. He gets nice bottle blocking as well as positioning there by his team supports. They do save Joe, and Joe should have died, but he had good support there. Seems to be going okay. I can see there's a lot of action going here on the bottom lane. It's all really four for none for the Radiant team with this very strong lineup for both all basically scaling all the way through. It's very strong. They've got heroes for every phase, and they've got this really big early game advantage with this tri lane. I think the choice of Razor, putting Razor into this tri lane, I don't know if that's going to work out. But they weren't really left with many options. I mean, where would you put Razor in this lineup? Meanwhile, as I said earlier, we can see this Puck's just starting to get even more lead on this Magnus in the mid lane. Magnus is struggling a little bit. He was doing okay for a little while, but now he's starting to fall just slightly behind. He is getting out denied. He is getting out CS, and this is going to translate to kills in the later game. Although he's got that reverse polarity, so he can easily turn this around. They're still in the game, especially with the Shadow Demon Lash combo. But it's all down to this Razor. He needs to be very smart, and he needs to execute his abilities very well. And they are going to look to pick off this. Oh wow! I was going to say they are looking to pick off this Rage Machine, but he does get out of it thanks to an Ice Path and his own Rage. And with all that escape, there's nothing they can do. Rage is such a great ability. They're all magic dealers. They're not going to be able to right-click him down, or maybe Razor. But they're not really going to be able to right-click him down fast enough for him to be taken out. And he, we all know the power of Rage and how quick that cooldown is. Puck activating his rune now. Looking to rotate into the middle with the Nyx to find someone, but they find no one. They find it empty. And in the bottom lane, they're still looking to pick up this Nyx, but there's an Ice Path going to be coming down, or he's just going to walk out of it. They can't do anything about it. Meanwhile, in the top lane, this Darkseer just applies so much pressure. This tree still not having picked up Nature's Guys. He can't just sit there and soak up that XP. He is being forced out of lane. He's being forced to use that heal on himself more than anyone else, and that's what you want to do. So this Darkseer playing very well, and building towards that mechanism that we talked about. Meanwhile, this tree's got nothing. He's got a lot of money. He's going for an early Radiance. That's all that equates to. 1827, 30 gold. Do you know what that means? That means early game Radiance. So he's looking to try and equate. When on the wood, Puck has been caught out. That is the first or the second death for TMT. Well played there. Good combination of skills from both Magnus and Lesh. I would have expected Puck to be able to survive that and bulb out, but obviously they caught him off guard, and that's good for them. They need their pickup. It's now only 4-2, so that's great. Meanwhile, at the bottom lane, there's an open wounds and Ice Pass followed by an Empath on Shadow Demon. They take the kill and they retreat. They feel that's all they need. And Razor can't do anything. He can't pursue, he can't finish because he's all alone.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
And guys, if you are watching the stream, this is the first cast of the week. I was away for a little bit, so I am a little rusty. If you're looking to develop your own casting skills, by all means, add me on Steam, and I am more than happy to add you to a game. The more the merrier, as far as I'm concerned. So, hey, if you're watching this, do that, and that's great. If you're watching on the Twitch channel or you're watching on YouTube later, look, I'd really appreciate if you hit follow or subscribe, because that's going to let a lot of pulling power towards me in terms of hosting more serious events. And thanks for watching. Man, this Duxie is doing so well against this tree, and this is what I would have expected to do. If I was playing this Duxie, I would be laughing. This is exactly what I want to see. Trey healing himself. My Iron Share is going to get rid of those charges if I want it to very, very early. And so it's all in his favour, and that's exactly what he's doing. Watch this. Yes, just watch it disappear straight away. It had a few seconds left, but there's not much you can do. But he's got Nash's guys now, but it's a low level. And, you know, he is just going to get killed pretty much by this Iron Shells, because he knows where he's going to roughly be. Meanwhile on the bottom, oh, excellent lane blocking, but it is going to result in a nice path carry. And that carry being way out of position, he is going to get right-clicked down if I'm not careful. No, he does escape. How does he escape? No, he gets picked up by Puck. Just a casual right-click from the Puck, who's rotated into the bottom. Good play there by Puck. Dire team being forced to retreat. They're licking their wounds, tail between their legs. There's not much they can do about this good rotation into mid. Their poor choice of putting Razor in the bottom lane, and Razor not really working out. They need to swap this up. They need to swap it around, because they have this powerful Shrek Shadow Demon combo, and they're not really utilizing it. In any case, I think yeah, the Radiant team doing very, very well here, capitalizing on all the situations where they can. They have lost that a little bit, being caught off by guard by a good by some good teamwork here, both with this Magnus and the Shattered Shrek in the mid, and the other kill. What was the other kill? It's all Lesh, stolen all by Lesh. Carry Lesh. So Lesh needs to do all the work, because he's picked up all those kills, and he's not the right one to be doing so. But hey, they need to really swing this. They've got the combos to be able to do it, but they're just so far behind on graft wise. Look at that, they almost caught up. Just that brief moment of XP, they almost caught up, but gold wise they're behind, and level wise they're behind also, and so it's going to be a difficult uphill battle, but they can do it. They've got the combinations here to do it. It's just how well this Razor plays. Razor is actually a really good counter to Lifestealer if you play him exceptionally well. You know when the rage is down, you know it's been used, that's when you leech the damage. You can actually just right click him down, forcefully right click him down, outdo the damage from open wounds, and people are going to be watching this and saying no you can't, but I've seen it being done many times, and I know it can be done, particularly under the ult or Agnum's ult. Or a double Agnum's ult with a refresher at late game. And they're looking to catch this, yeah, they're going to catch this Razor. They want to kill the carry, and that's wise. There's supports rotating in, but this is going to be a 3-man wipe if they're not careful. And it is. There's an AWP and a rotation in from the Puck. I'm not screaming. I'm not excited, because I was expecting this. And this is very dire here for the Dire team. They have no way to come back from this at present in the mid game phase. This is the phase now where they should start being really strong with good Magnus rotations with a Blink Dagger. But he's gotten all this farm, but I don't know where it's gone. Where has this farm gone? It's not been an early Blink Dagger. He's got him. He's saving for it, but it's just going to come too late if he's definitely not careful. It is 11-5, and we see Puck running amok along with the rest of his team.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Let's have a quick look at item builds while everyone's jostling for position in order to because we're going to be entering in a very tight team fight game phase very shortly. We see Spheres picking up that early mech. That's going to be very good on that Duxia with the Soul Ring. He's pretty much got what he needs to get, except for mana boots for the entire game. Meanwhile, we see the Nick's being slightly behind. He could be doing better, but he hasn't got the solar farm that the Darkseer's had. And we do the boot count. Let's have a look at the boots. Two finished boots on the Dire side versus one finished boots on the Radiant. You would have expected more, or sorry, other way around. Two for the Dire, and two for the Radiant, one for the Dire. It looks closer on paper, I think, in terms of items, but this is definitely the way I'm looking at it, going all in the favor of Radiant. The great combo they've got in terms of what they picked up in this bottom lane, and the exceptional draft, followed by very good execution with their skills. They have been caught off guard a little bit, and you can see here there's this less Shadow Demon combo rotating around. They should have been smoking far more heavily, and instead they're going to get picked up. They're going to be counter ganked. There's a rotation coming in, I can feel it. There's a Magnus, he doesn't skewer anything, and there's 3 on 2, and they can't even lock anyone down. And this is why they needed some lockdown in Australia. No. You know, they've got a Magnus and a Shadow Demon who's got a disruption and cooldown. They've got a Lash. They couldn't lock anyone down. They should have picked off somebody. Meanwhile, as you can hear, Axis screaming in the background. We do see a good push here from Nyx and followed up with the Darkseer. And there's not much they can really do about this. You know, there's just a lot of damage going down on this tower. There's just between the two of them, they can really push this lane. And Dire really kind of choking a little bit in terms of what they're doing. I see them rotating around, but they haven't got smoke, so they can't utilize on this rotation. They don't know what they're rotating into or what they're actually going for. They're just looking for an opportunity, and they haven't actually found one because they haven't planned for it. You plan to gank, you gain the advantage. They haven't planned to gank. They're just looking to fall into it, and I think this is where they're falling over. Mexican looking to play, probably should be looking to play more aggressively. They had that great initiation with the Nyx, but they've got this large lead, and I think that this great RP there. We saw the blink RP. He finally got that blink dagger up. Here's RP. There is a silence coming up from the well rotated impact. He picks up 1 kill, and there's another kill there for Nyx Assassin. There's a few abilities going around everywhere. It's a 2-for-1 still though in the favor of TMT, the Radiant team. You know, great use spot of that Dream Call there by the puck, as well as basically they all coordinated much easier. They picked out 2 heroes and only lost 1. What else can you say? Both teams here now looking for position, looking to poise to take this bottom tower. They do rush in. The mech has been used, so here's their chance to die. If they had their players here, they could descend, they could turn this, but they've all backed up. They've been overpushed. This tower is going to take some damage. It may not go down, but if it's very close, all 5 heroes are now in mid. It is now into the next phase of fighting. They have got a Razor looking desperately for some farm. He's so underfarmed. He realizes that he's underfarmed and underleveled because he was on this trail and they weren't able to secure any kills. And that's the problem with trail lanes. You know, trail lanes need kills, or they need to be stacking or pulling. And they went for an offensive trail lane with a Razor, with a Shadow Demon and Lash, and it sounds really good on paper, but they just weren't able to lock enough heroes down to kill them. They almost got lifestealer 3 or 4 times, but he just walked out with a rage, and there was nothing they could do. And that's why you need either like more burst DPS, and I think that's why they picked up Razor. Well, great, nice, excellent. I didn't even know how to cast this. Great blink in there by the puck who threw down a Dream Coil. But what you may not realize is he was infested. So that explosion taking out 2 heroes, and that's an easy pickup there. They've got a Magnus. He's invisible. He wants to do something. Oh, and that tree gets picked off. He's out of position. He gets revealed. This is also going to be a dead Magnus. This here is the GG point. They're going to take this mid tower if they're smart. They're going to push this creep wave, and you know, Dire is now probably in the steamrolling ball. Yeah, they're in the steamrolling ballpark. There's not much you can really do against this unless you start coordinating those Shadow Demons and those Lesh abilities together. But they're not doing it. They are not doing it.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
You know, this game has so much potential, particularly for both teams, because they're doing okay. You know, I can't say anyone is really dragging their feet. I mean, if I look at the graph and I take a look at last sets, it does tell me that the solo tree is out hitting only the two supports of the Radiant team, so he's doing okay. Farm though is all in the Darkseer's favour. Razor out being toe to toe with Darkseer, with Lifestealer, but just not picking up those kills. And how do I say this? It doesn't look good from my perspective as the caster, the person who's reporting for you. How I see it, I see it all going in the Radiant's favor, not just because of the kill count, but because they've just got this great synergy with their team fight and the capabilities of their heroes. Dire has some capability, but they're just not using it nearly as well. You know, this Shadow Demon Lesh combo could be so much more lethal, but they're just not getting the openings that they need. Meanwhile, we see some clicks here, some dewarding going in the mid lane position. It looks like they may be looking to push either mid or do both, or rotate into a rush bit, or do both. They're going to clear this creep wave out, and this is where we'll see what they're going to do. No, they're looking to circle around. They're looking for another that amazing puck bomb that we saw earlier. With it vendetted up next, so this is going to be a great initiation if they can find someone. But you know, the Dire, they've sensed something. They know there's people missing, so they've looked to escape and retreat and find somewhere safe to hide because they know there is someone missing.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
You know, if I was the Radiant, I'd be looking to play much more aggressively here. They've got this huge lead in deaths. They've got this great capability in the form of a puck bomb. He's got that flexibility. He can jump into the team fight like he's just about to do now. He moves in, he orbs, there's an explosion, there's a dream coil, they pick off one hero. Oh, and a vacuum followed up with a wall. This is just a disaster here for the Radiant. They're going to be out of position. Although they may pick off one or two heroes, I don't think they will. I think they'll eventually just all get wiped. And yeah, great team play, great synergy from the Radiant team, playing like they've played together for months or if not years, with a good execution from the wall, a good vacuum, with an ice path and a jack ult. Lifestealer obviously doing what he does best, exploding out, and GG is called. We see here the power of this draft just being too much here for the Dire team, and unfortunately the Mexican team really being outplayed. I don't know if that was a serious GG, but yeah, everyone's saying it, and I do believe it. I believe this is all Radiant, excellent execution of abilities, great overlay of draft, really winning it in the draft. You know, winning it in the draft. That draft was very strong, and that's the end of the game. And this is the only cast I'm going to do tonight, guys. I said earlier in the week with that cast on YouTube and on Twitch that my casting this week is going to be much less than it was in the previous weeks, just because I've come back from Melbourne, Australia. But hey, I'm going to do my plugins nonetheless. There's a plugin for myself. If you want, pause this, have a look at either the YouTube channel or the Twitch channel, hit like or subscribe, because the more support I have, the further I can take this. Something across Dota. Go along, sign up, and when you sign up, if you're looking to cast, go into the casting streaming channel, say I sent you, say you're looking to cast. I do go there regularly. I will add you to Steam, or you can add me to Steam, and we can be friends in terms of casting, because there's not enough co-casters in the industry. There's not enough streamers as general. This was wait, it's the wrong one, but I'll just advertise it anyway. D2NZ being a New Zealand group that focuses on their own events, specifically for the New Zealand timetable. You can go along and support them by going to www.facebook.com/Dota2New Zealand and hitting like. The more likes they get, the stronger their pull power. So I like that idea, because I am in New Zealand, obviously. So even though we've had a big falling out and they don't particularly like me, I do want to lend my support there. Quick call there for a company of gamers focusing particularly on esports New Zealand, and you may know them from their other handle, which is barcraft.net. Barcraft being an event that normally focuses on StarCraft 2 and League of Legends. They're looking to expand that into the Dota scene, and I think they're the guys that do it right for the New Zealand community. There's some beers, it's social, it's in a bar. So go along to www.barcraft.net. Go look at the links with the names, click, send an email, say I sent you, say hi, because they are looking to do a very, very serious large event in New Zealand very, very shortly, and they want to do mail outs. So if you're on that list, you can benefit from that. And lastly, this is an advertisement for the Silicon Sports, the International Pub Slot Melbourne on the 17th of August and at the Pamaluma Bar there in Melbourne, where I met some of my followers. I'm supporting these guys because they're kind of like they're like the esports of Melbourne, and they do these really, really fun events. And so I'd like it if you add your support to them by either going along to facebook.com and going to siliconsports.net, or just following them on Twitter with the same sort of slash Silicon Sports, same as Facebook, facebook.com/slash Silicon Sports, if you are in Melbourne particularly, because those events are very fun. What's your favorite caster or your most I don't know. I say that all the time. I don't know if there's something appropriate to be saying, but hey, I am Omega Kai, and thanks for watching me, and we'll see you possibly tomorrow night with some co-casting. I do have quite a lot of interest registered at the present for co-casting, so hey guys, if you're out there,